we must not stop at that stage. We must graduate from that stage to self-promoting action. What do I mean by self-promoting action? I wouldn't be like Professor Kandakai, who was explaining about icons and iconoclasts and such good words. But what I mean by self-promoting action is that we should think of what is in our best interest. It does not mean that we should disdain the interests of other people, but I am speaking here as an African and an African diplomat before speaking as the doyen of the diplomatic corps. So if we do not think how to make Liberia happy and a good place for us, nobody is going to think about doing that for us. And it is from this stage that we go to self-promoting action. That's what I'm hammering on. If you listen to the media all over the world, you will find that we are living in very bleak times. Bleak means that we are living in very dark times. The future doesn't seem bright at all. And for us to defeat this kind of bleakness, it is very hard to go at it alone. We need unity, and it is very good that this event just on the eve of National Unity Day. So when we take our holidays tomorrow for the National Unification Day, we should not take it as just one occasion more to be jubilant, but it is a call for us to be active in what I call self-promoting action. Unity convenes us to achieve the greatest by standing shoulder to shoulder. As I said before, it means going at it alone can be very difficult, but together we can push mountains. So it calls for us to stand shoulder by shoulder. And standing shoulder by shoulder, we share in each other's burdens. And in sharing in each other's burdens, we also share in each other's good fortune. And in this way, the bleak future which we talked about can be overcome. The Better Future Foundation should be a key element in this kind of fight, because it is made up of people who have perceived that they can influence the youth towards betterment, towards the future, and in a founded way, because they can raise the necessary wherewithal to carry out these objectives. So, institutions like the Better Future Foundation should help to orient the youth that you are. And towards what are they orienting you? The last time I came to this hall with my diplomatic colleagues, we came to speak about different subjects in the world. And I chose the boring subject, of culture. And in choosing that culture, I was inviting the youth who attended that occasion to remember that without respect for your own culture as Africans, as Liberians, we are going nowhere. Learning some other person's culture is very good, but it is very hard to achieve excellence in another person's culture, because he's usually always going to be one step ahead of you. If you want to sing his reggae, the Jamaican is going to sing better reggae than you. If you want to sing the blues, maybe the Americans are going to sing the blues. Coming to Africa, if you want to sing the popular music in Cameroon, which is Makossa, the Cameroon Makossa singer is going to be better than you. But if you choose to sing something in the Bassa language, or to beat the drums or play the salsa in the Bassa way, you are likely to stand out as the icon. Professor Kandakai, you can stand out as the icon that people look forward to. And I said on that occasion, you can make money by being excellent in that domain. So these are the areas for which I think the leadership of our countries and groups like the Better Future Foundation should orient the youth. They must ask themselves and us and you what the country is. Are we an agricultural country? Are we an industrial country? Are we a mining country? If we are an agricultural country, then please don't come and stand here year after year and speak of concern for your country. Did you plant a pineapple? Did you plant a pear tree in all your life? Did you ever plant something and see it grow? Because we are importing food. We are selling gold and we are importing rice. We are selling diamond and we are importing chicken feed from other countries. We are not producing corn to develop the chicken and the poultry and so on industry. These are the questions which intellectual youth should ask themselves. If we are an agricultural country, what is going to be the foundation of our industry? It is agri-industry. Plant much, transform much, consume much, and sell much. And then we get into what they call in the big economics people, World Bank and IMF, substitution sector of the economy. So those are the fundamental issues that I want to take the opportunity to speak about on a day like this. And linked to agriculture, like I just said, is the business. If you want to run the country, it's not enough to challenge, criticize, insult, jealous of those who come from elsewhere and do the business. It is because there is a vacuum, and we have an expression in French which says, La nature a horreur du vide. It means that nature hates vacuum. If there is a vacuum, external air immediately will come in to fill that vacuum. If somebody comes here and finds that the pineapple market is full because of production by you people, he's not going to invest in pineapple. I met a foreigner once, and I will not tell you his origin. He told me, I left my apartment across the central market in Yaoundé, the capital city of Cameroon. He said, I stayed there and I tried to do so and so business, but I found you Cameroonian people too difficult to be. And so if you like, I can even give you my key. You can go there and you will use my apartment. So these are the issues in the world. There is competition. It doesn't need to be hateful, but it needs to be self-promoting without hating the others. The youth are essential to development. The youth must be imbued with courage. They must be and inside your country. And what I like about education, higher education, secondary education, is the binding nature of education. I have friends who are my brothers today because we went to a boarding school. They were from different countries, and I can't tell you what they do for me. Some are doctors, they cure me when I think I'm going to die. Some are my friends, they give me money when my account is short. Everybody has a short account. Don't mind the ambassador business. Everybody has a shortage in his account once in a while. So we help each other mutually. And so the youth must be made aware of where the BFF and such organizations must tell you about the modern job constraints. When you hear about AI, artificial intelligence, how does it affect you? How does it affect your job? When you hear about robotics, how does that affect you? How does it affect your jobs? So don't sit there and blame from Madam Sirleaf to President Weah to now President Boakai about not giving you jobs. Those jobs are never going to exist from the government. Let me tell you a very sad and bitter truth. They can't employ all of us. It's impossible. Because even in the developed countries, jobs in gas stations are being given out to machines where you come, there is nobody selling gas, they put a car. That's about 5 jobs lost. Cars are being painted in the workshop by machines, robotics. That's about 10 jobs lost. The car parts are being welded by iron machines. That's about 50 jobs lost. There is no turning back. Cars are being made to drive without drivers. Those are taxi jobs going. So let's not sit in this world and dream about something which is past and is not going to happen, and hate and blame and insult and criticize ourselves and our leaders, I'm not saying that they are angels, they can do certain things because they are supposed to create the environment and give the impetus to the youth to move forward in these directions. But be aware that even in the developing countries, there is an increasing shortage of jobs because the business people are trying to pay less to the workers in order that they can make more money, and so they are putting robotics into play. Of course, I ask the question sometimes by logic, if the people are not working, who is going to buy the mass-produced car? So there is a need for a certain balance somewhere along the road, but we are not there at this stage. The youth must be led towards research. I was talking with Professor Billy Johnson as I sat here in the hall, and he was telling me about his research projects. And I think these are the people we need to get close to and follow. If Africa is not doing research, we are not going to produce our own things of value from local materials. Then the youth must be taught about pride. If you are not proud, how do you make Liberia compete with Cameroon or compete with Germany, either in sports or in industry? So you must be taught that I am a Liberian, I am worth something, I am proud to be a Liberian. And it's not a verbal pride, it is get off your coat once in a while, dirty your fingers by planting, by fixing, by doing things. Don't sit there and get into this habit of your children here. Oh, it's not going to help. It can't help. So I end now with patriotism. Children must be taught patriotism on an occasion like the National Unification Day, and during the year we must be taught patriotism and what the sense of patriotism is. It is about doing things for Liberia through yourself. I always tell people, they say, so and so country is developed, so and so country is making progress, so and so country is a friend to so and so country. This is not true. It is the people in the country who are progressing, and the country is progressing. It is the people in the country who are friends with other people in another country, and they say Cameroon and Liberia are friendly countries. It is because there are people in each country who work towards this kind of liaison. So don't blame your country for not progressing. Blame yourself for not progressing your country. And that is for me what patriotism is. It is also about not sleeping on the job. Not sleeping on the job because you don't go home when you have a job for your country and sleep and drink without saying, I didn't do my job before going home today. That is what I can tell you. Thank you very much.
So that is the necessary the development by the Cameroonian ambassador here in Liberia.
Hello.
This is we would like to call your day English.
Okay, so we continue with our football messages. We now call upon the civil society chairperson, Ms. Loretta Poka, to give
So Loretta Pokai is also coming up with speech. Okay.
I bring you greetings from the National Civil Society Council of Liberia, recognizing our platform guests. I want to say all protocols observed, and I want to say thank you for having this program in collaboration with Kofi Annan Institute for Conflict Transformation, Ahana Mata. We want to say that the themes for this anniversary reconciling Liberia for the 21st century, welfare and plight of senior citizens struck at the heart of the fundamental principle, the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, especially those who have dedicated their lives to the service and development of our beloved country. As we reflect on the progress we have made and the challenges that lie ahead, it is imperative that we recognize the invaluable contributions of our senior citizens. These are the women and men who labor tirelessly to build a foundation upon which our society stands. They are the unsung heroes and heroines whose sacrifices have paved the way for the freedoms and yet, despite their immense contribution, far too many of our senior citizens themselves marginalized and neglected. But yet, let us be clear, this is not merely a matter of charity or goodwill. It is a matter of justice and human rights. Today is a reflection of the value we hold dear as a nation, values of compassion, solidarity, and respect for the dignity of every citizen. Today, as we come together to celebrate our nation's unity and diversity, let us also recommit ourselves to the task of building a society that honors and uplifts its senior citizens. Let us pledge to ensure that they receive the care, support, and recognition they rightfully deserve. Ladies and gentlemen, our esteemed guests and cherished citizens of Liberia, allow me to make this appeal before I take my seat. In recent months, we have witnessed progress in delivering justice to Liberians, particularly in the aftermath of the 15 years of civil war that concluded in 2003 without any semblance of accountability. I must express gratitude to our ambassador, His Excellency Joseph N. Walker, for his unwavering dedication to this cause. As civil society organizations, we maintain hope that the signed resolution and the establishment of the Office of the World Economic Council will be actualized into a code for the benefit of all citizens. We advocated over the years for the establishment of this code within our borders, emphasizing the importance of sensitizing Liberians to embrace it as a crucial step towards our collective healing and the eradication of impunity in Liberia. We urge the government to provide unwavering support for the establishment and functioning of this post. Furthermore, we employ our international partners and friends of Liberia to as a tribute to the countless lives lost and their grieving families. A court situated on Liberian soil will not only serve the present, but will also leave a lasting legacy for the future generation. Once more, I want to say thank you to the Better Future Foundation and to ensure that the National Civil Society Council will always support you.
So, para esse voto, Madam Loretta Kupai, she's the chairperson of the Civil Society Organization here, delivering a keynote speech at the celebration of the 60th 60th National Unification Day program here organized by the Better Future Foundation and partners. Lisbon was celebrated here
Distinguished
at the auditorium of the
leaders
Universal
of
Library.
organizations, fellow students, fellow Liberians. I bring you greetings from the speaker. I also bring you greetings from the deputy speaker. I bring you greetings from every member in the House of Representatives. And because of who we have in our audience, I will say a few remarks. Hard time, difficult time in life calls for two things: the presence of having friends, and of course the essential presence of one's character. If you ask me to rank both of them, I will put the value of genuine character over that of the value of having friends. Though they too represent the truth, they represent the facts of a life. Fellow citizens, let me remind you, they are very different. Hard time, a friend may come to you. They may speak to you, give you words of encouragement. Sometimes they will pat you on the back and say, hang in there. It will be okay. Stay put. Don't give in. On the other hand, we are talking about the greatness of one character. We're talking about genuine character of every citizen. It's the only thing on earth that will speak for you, Mr. Industrial. It will speak for you, your character. It will speak for you. It will represent you. It will speak on my behalf. When the dust all settle down, every jaw will drop. Look at character. When one has character, it really don't matter how hard you can make the coal that is so cold. Throw them in that coal. A single strand of hair will not get caught on fire. When there is character, it doesn't really matter how hungry the lion can be. Throw that person in a den. There will not be a single spirit. When one has character, it really don't matter how much pressure applied on that life. It will never cave into compromise. When there is character, fellow students, government officials, the kingdom that you invest behind the executive mansion on the Atlantic Ocean, it will never sink through the storm you're in. It's great. That brings us to the definition of the kind of character we are talking about. Fellow Latinos. I can't say it better than one of my mentors posts it. Character, he writes. It's your moral behavior in any society you find yourself. It is your ethical conduct. What you do to the Liberian people as a government official. It is also your spiritual makeup as God intends it to be. When those three are present, you will never find that human being to compromise. Fellow citizens, students, government officials, this country trusts in God. Where the word of God says there is no room for any government official to compromise. I will repeat. Character. We are talking about genuine character. We're talking about the greatness of one's character as a human being. It's your moral, your ethical, and your spiritual makeup as God wants it to be. When all three are present, there is no room for that person to compromise. Thank God. I can tell you, the 55th legislation is different. I was one of those that signed the War Crime Code and the Economic Code because we need justice. I thank God. What could not be done on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf? What could not be done on Charles Taylor? What could not be done on a George Black administration? Thank God for Joseph Butler, our leader. As a representative from District Number 2, Grand Bassa County, I will stand with the President of this nation in quest for justice. We need justice. If there is no justice, it will continue next time. We need economic justice. People take all our resources and carry in foreign banks. It has to stop. Last but not the least,
Very emotional scene here, and rush.
I want to tell every student here, it is because of the greatness of one's character that we are celebrating today. It is because somebody decided we have to recognize this day as Unification Day. Being a member of the 55th legislature, I can promise every citizen in this nation, I will not let you down. I will speak on your behalf. I will speak on the behalf of people from Grand Bassa County. I will speak on behalf of the people of District Number 2, Grand Bassa County. I want us to join those who have put in all the efforts to make this day a success. Not only that it is success because they want to make me. It's history. It's our history. We have to respect and honor our history. Where there is no history, that land will perish. I thank you.
So, yes. So, what is your current stand? And District Number 2 in Mombasa, 7 years as we mark here at this program. Today is the May 2024, and the National Unification Day will also be celebrated on tomorrow. But the Refugee Foundation yearly organizes this program brings friends and serious organizations and also organizations of community to this program celebrated. Thanks for following us. This is how we like to what they were doing on this edition of Focus on the Broad Television Live broadcast. Join us another time.